you?
I'm Bosley.
I want to talk about an obsession that I'm noticing with you and your casting and the movies that you've done. It seems that you are fixated and love Australia. Now, let me hear it out. Rebel Wilson for Pitch Perfect. Then you got Ruby on in the third installment. And now we have Aussie Johnny.
Aussie Johnny.
I'm seeing a theme here.
I know, my bud, Chris Pang.
What was it? Was it Wolverine the first time? You're a Russell Crowe fan? Where's this?
I mean, I go all the way back to the Mel Gibsons. I know you're not allowed to say that anymore, but that was the first Mad Max was my first, like, Eric Bana. I kind of loved Eric Bana.
Yeah.
I also love Judy Davis, all-time great Judy Davis. I'm a big, honestly, there's something very, like, it's international, but you speak our language.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right? So it's a way to sort of say, like, this movie is global, but I don't have a language barrier. I mean, it's like me being sort of global but lazy. Is that a way to put it?
Yeah.
Sabina runs the ground game. See, I know stuff.
I wanted to talk about the relationships. Obviously, you and Noah and having that instant chemistry, but also previously in Charlie's Angels iterations, we usually kind of see a one-dimensional relationship with, a man and a woman and trying to make that work, being the espionage spy in a way, and also trying to have a relationship. What's great about this movie is that it's sort of breaking down the dynamics of what a relationship is supposed to look like. And we're really exploring sexuality, I think, in this one, and that's thanks to Sabine. What was that like, and how important was that for you to have that sort of representation?
So important. I think, the movie itself recognizes individuality and diversity, and if I didn't, it's kind of what I meant by we brought ourselves to it in a way that did feel unspecified. Like the main concern for all of these women is not their relationships or trying to juggle work and their personal life, but it was really important for me to not play a sort of like cliched version of a queer person or like say like, oh, she's gay or she's a lesbian. It's like, no, you just kind of feel like you don't know what Sabina's gonna do ever. And like that sort of fluid ambiguity and very present sexuality, it's very confronting and it's so cool. And I feel like if I was little and I saw that, I would be like, oh man, people don't have to have a digestible version that has a name of you. You don't have to make it easy for people to understand you. We're all really complex people and we change every day. And I feel like Sabina's like just down for the ride. And it's like coming from a time even like just a very short number of years ago where I was very forced to like find a name for what I am or how I'm going to feel. That's just so ludicrous to me. And it's just an irrelevant question now. And it's also like so weird that it's a very violent question. It's like
someone else needs that.
How could you? What do you care? Like, why do you care what I'm doing when I'm? You know what I mean? So, what I'm really proud of is that it's not like the first gay Charlie's Angel. It's that this conversation doesn't apply anymore, and you feel that very sort of triumphantly in the movie because it's super casual. I think there's just one part of the movie where I like turn and I check out a girl. And then you're like, wait, but then she's checking out a dude. And then you're like, wait, who were you married to? Like, she's just sort of all over the map, which I love.
Yeah, I like the notion that you feel what you feel.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's it. You just have to listen to your feelings.
And you're not required to explain yourself.
I like that as well. To wrap things up, I do want to talk about Elizabeth Banks. She's directing this film. This is her baby. She wrote it as well. What was your first impression and how was that initial meeting with her?
I initially met Liz. On the Power Ranger movie, and it was just amazing because I always say that she was kind of better at everyone's job in the room than everyone else, and I was just like, wow, she's just the smartest person in the room, and so knowing that she was at the helm, I think really was the point at which it made me go, wow, I really want to be a part of this. And she knows how to entertain. She really understands her audience in that way. And she's kind of unapologetic. And she's an actress. She pulled back the curtain for us a little bit. And I kind of was able to understand the inner workings of things that maybe I don't always get to. So there was many reasons, but she's amazing.
Yeah. I've known Liz for a couple years. I've wanted to find the project that we were going to ultimately work on, and when she came up with this, before I had even read the script, I was like, I will follow you into battle. She's a winner. I want to be on her side. I think that what she stands for is entirely inclusive and modern and engaged and self-aware, and also super aware of like the world we live in a way that's empathetic and beautiful.
I mean, I met her off a flight to screen test straight in from the airport to the studio, and I mean, to be able to make me feel relaxed and calm and in a space where I feel like I could give a performance. I mean, she's an actor's director and she's incredible. I mean, she wrote, produced, starring, like she's just amazing. She's a powerhouse.
Let's go! Where do you think you're going?